Afternoon, beautiful people. So today I wanted to talk about a little gem of a documentary film that I came across about a month ago. It's on a Patrick Solomon's YouTube page, and I'd highly recommend going and have a look at it. It's called Finding Joe. I'd heard of this geezer before, but Joe is Joseph Campbell, who is was a very intelligent man with a great outlook on life, and he came up with this idea of finding our bliss, which I think is a wonderful little saying. But to find your bliss, you have to go on what he called the hero's journey, and he was really into mythology, and he connected this hero's journey to lots of mythology stories, but also that a lot of modern day films follow this hero's journey. Basically, you look at Luke Skywalker, who was living a normal, pre-programmed life, and then he made the decision to step out of his comfort zone and go and be Obi-Wan Kenobi's student, which then led to him becoming his full self at the end of the journey, and that's kind of what the belief is about it, really. So for me, I found the whole documentary hugely powerful. The way that the people on this video talk about this hero's journey is really, really inspiring, and I found a huge connection to kind of everyday life and the things that I try and tell people about and teach people about. So the story begins at the beginning. Kind of, we're born as children, and we're quite easily moulded into a particular way. Do you know what I mean? All the adults around us, our environment around us, programs us to see the world through certain eyes, and that ends up becoming our kind of unconscious journey through life. And the first stage of this hero's journey is making the decision to move away from this, which was really tough. It's really tough to move away from all of life's pre-programming that tells you a certain way of acting or behaving, or a certain way of thinking is successful and beneficial to us and stuff. So to make that decision to step outside the box, step away from the programming, is really, really hard. But the next part, when you do, is it's kind of the adventure, really. Do you know what I mean? And he talks about meeting dragons and demons along the way, but also kind of angels and spiritual people and mentors and teachers that you learn from. And I think lots of people on that journey, and it's scary, but it's a great time to learn. And then at the end of that, and actually he talks about, which is one of the really things that really hits home, is when people fight your demons or your negative sides to your personality, they just get bigger. It's really, really difficult to beat your demons if you fight really hard against them, because as most people know, the harder you fight against something, the bigger it gets. So part of this hero's journey is to stop fighting, is to accept your own demons and start to nurture them, and become a bit friendlier with them, because then they lose a bit of their power, and it gives you the ability to consciously learn from them, because your demons are trying to teach us stuff. Our negative sides of our personality are trying to teach us things about us that we can change to move forward. So it's a really important part of the journey. So stop fighting so hard. No one's perfect, but we can use this stuff to be whatever you want to be, really. And that's the next part, kind of, when you've gone through that hero's journey of learning as much as you can about yourself. The final bit is giving that back. Yeah, so you then become the mentor and the teacher, and you try and help people on their hero's journey. So you give it back. if you've ever done a loving kindness meditation, it's a bit like that, really. Do you know what I mean? So you can put out positive thoughts to people and make a difference to people's lives. So it's really important. And funny enough, it kind of coincided watching this video, not purposely, but I sent my book off to an editor and I got it back. And when I got it back, I was like, shit, okay. Real constructive feedback and very, very good feedback, but it was quite overwhelming. And it kind of sat me on the arse for a few weeks and I didn't really know where to take it. And then this video popped up on my YouTube channel, so I kind of clicked on it. And I'm a great believer in things turning up when they're supposed to turn up. And I watched this video and I kind of learnt about a little bit about Joseph Campbell and a little bit about the hero's journey. And it all came a bit clearer. Do you know what I mean? It helped me get some clarity on my thought. And now I'm sat back down with my book again and I'm writing, and it's got a different meaning behind it now. So it is not going to be a memoir as such. It is going to be a book where I teach people the life lessons that I've learnt. Put alongside my own experiences, so people that know I'm not just a geezer for the crap, that, you know, I'm someone who's experienced this stuff. But it kind of felt as if that was that cycle, that I've got to the point of I've learnt so much. You know, I've become a lot friendlier and nurture the anger that kind of controlled me, was my demon for so many years. And now I'm consciously in charge of pretty much most parts of my life. And I think that's an important part of the hero's journey is, do you know what I mean? Just because you get to the end and you start giving back doesn't mean you stop learning. Do you know what I mean? No one's perfect, certainly not me by a long shot. But that doesn't mean you can't impart your experiences to other people, to help other people, while still learning, while still consciously putting your own stuff in place. So if you're in a rut, if you're fighting against your demons, if you want to watch a video on understanding the process of life a little bit more, give you a bit of confidence maybe to make a tough decision, change your direction a little bit, I cannot recommend this program enough. So you need to go to Patrick Solomon's YouTube page and look for Finding Joe. Yeah, it's a great video, really emotive, some wonderful people talking on it, some great ideas, a great view of life. So yeah, highly recommend it. And if you're looking for any other videos on tips on your well-being and making positive changes, taking risks, then have a look at my library. There's a few videos I've made in there over recent months with tips and guidelines on how to fulfill our potential, really, because we're all full of it, potential that is. So yeah, do that, have a look, like the page, start a conversation. I'd love to find out some of your heroes' journeys and where you are and what you've experienced and how you've dealt with it and what you've learnt. Yeah, so I'd really appreciate it. Let's start a conversation. All right, take care, speak soon.